Hello, welcome to the Business Mind podcast. I'm your host, Nima Piran. This is our guest, Michael Newman. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
It's the fourth episode. So, do you think it's a good idea to buy a house in the hills of Los Angeles, knowing that there's a lot of wildfires occurring?
I don't think the wildfires will necessarily impact the housing market, but I do think that for Airbnb, because a lot of people they do Airbnbs in the hills because they want to relax, or they want to have like a big mansion for a few days, and they want to have parties too sometimes. Just maybe not during COVID, because like Eric Garcetti, the LA mayor, he said he's gonna shut down your party
Yeah,
if you have a party. So I don't know, maybe people will still have parties and risk that law, but
yeah,
in general, I think that people aren't gonna be using Airbnb as much for the hills because the fires are gonna deter them. But for example, people who want to move there, for their long term or whatever, they will do it because they're obviously attracted to that location.
yeah,
Fires won't stop them, and people who already live there, they're not gonna move out just because of the fires. They're already used to it. They know around what time of year those fires,
exactly.
so they're
But
immune.
they still do have to evacuate, though. So,
Well, not really. If it's close, like very close, then yes. But if even if it's like I don't know, 20 miles away, I don't think they would do it. But I don't know what
yeah.
she always.
So, as we know, there's a lot of celebrities that like to live in like the hills more in the private areas more than Beverly Hills. Do you know why they choose to live in Calabasas? Not saying that Calabasas is a bad place to live, but why do they choose to live more in the Calabasas Bel Air side than more than the flats of Beverly Hills where houses are usually 50, 60 million, like the nice ones. Obviously they can afford it, but they still choose to live in like Calabasas, somewhere near the hill.
Mhm.
Why is
I
that?
think unfortunately celebrities are targeted, and people have no lives, and people who have no lives are gonna do whatever they can to, you know,
Find them.
especially right now during coronavirus. A lot of people are unemployed. They have no lives. People have so much time on their hands to, you know, cause problems for people on all spectrums.
Yeah.
A lot of crime right now. But anyways, yeah. So these celebrities, they're high target. They don't want to live in a place where maybe they'll have nice neighbors, and the neighbors will keep them low key and won't expose them that they live there. But still, like, they want to be away from society, and that's what it's come to. I'm sure they don't like being in quarantine their whole life, where they
Yeah.
where they live, because they're like secluded from society. But if that's what they need to be safe, then they're gonna go to Calabasas, have a nice home that's the size of two farms. But it's if it was in Beverly Hills, it'd be worth 10 times the value because of the location.
Do you think like those tour buses really mess up the value of the houses because they show the neighborhood, and do you think because of that the house prices might go down because a lot of more tourists may go to those areas thinking that, for example, like Justin Bieber may live there?
I don't think the tourists going there would necessarily bring the value of the homes down, because at the end of the day, Beverly Hills is a tourist destination. People come from all over the world just to see Beverly Hills. It's like going to Champs Elysees in Paris, or like just like another luxury street. If the people want to come to Beverly Hills. Everyone knows what Rodeo Drive is.
Yeah,
It could be in your benefit most of the time, but sometimes it's not safe to say where you're from if you're from Beverly Hills. So it's better
mhm,
to just say LA. But
yeah,
I think showing them, showing the tourists where the celebrities live, like where Michael Jackson's house was, or where, you know, whoever else lives in Beverly Hills is. But yeah, I don't think it, because people know living here and coming to move here what they're gonna expect. A lot of tourists are gonna want to know where they live. So
yeah. So do you think in general places like Beverly Hills, Calabasas, you think in Bel Air, do you think maybe prices of those houses may go down because tourism, because of COVID-19, may destroy tourism in those areas? They think maybe prices and location of like the houses may go down because of tourism may go down.
I would expect that would happen. And at the beginning, I when coronavirus started, I thought that was gonna happen. But I think looking into it, I don't think that the prices of homes are going down. I don't know the reason exactly why, but I think because there's still a demand for it, and there's still a supply, and homes are still being built, and it's the industry of building homes is not really impacted. Workers they're not too many for one house, and there's no. I'm sure there's regulations more than before, but
Yeah.
still being completed, and people still want homes because homes is like a basic need.
So do you think maybe demand of houses in Beverly Hills may go down very soon because as we all know the metro is coming down?
Yeah,
I'm sure. So do you
yeah,
think?
I think that people find certain areas of Beverly Hills less desirable, and they'll move to other places because they don't want crime. And we know that the metro, for the most part, brings working class, very good, hardworking people, but it also gives access to people who are opportunists, and they can easily, quickly come to Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
I was on Beverly Drive the other day, and I saw a teenager. Uh,
For the purse, right?
yeah, walking down Beverly Drive, and there was a couple eating at Honor Bar
That's the purse.
Beverly Drive, and he snatched her purse and ran down the street.
I
I've
remember.
seen something like that happen in my city. It's really crazy. People during coronavirus, they're becoming very desperate. People
Mhm.
are acting like animals now, uh, and there's no law and order really, and it's really a disgrace because Beverly Hills is the demographics of Beverly Hills during the day is atrocious. Just
Yeah.
there's just it's not bad that there's a lot of tourism and stuff, but just that people are coming here and acting like they own the city, and it's really they're paying with fake credit debit cards, as we know. The BH,
Yeah. Recently, 500,000, I think, was.
yeah, the BHPD,
Uh,
they found that $500,000 was used for fake money on a debit card. So a lot of crime is happening not just here but all around California, and it's a big problem.
yeah. I want to thank Michael Newman for joining us. Uh, Thank you for tuning into episode 4. Hope to see you next time. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.